Hello students, this is Yogita Datar, subject teacher of engineering mathematics from Sri Siddheshwar Women's College of Engineering, Solapur. We are dealing with the first unit Laplace transform of our M3 syllabus, and now we are dealing with the last point from this unit, that is Laplace transform of some special functions. Out of the mentioned special functions, we have completed the Laplace transform of periodic functions and Laplace transform of Heaviside unit step function. Now we will move to the next special function, that is Dirac delta function. Laplace transform of Dirac delta function is the last point from this unit. First we will see what is Dirac delta function. It is also known as unit impulse function. Why it is known as unit impulse function, you will know it by the definition. So its definition is given as: consider the function f of t, which is defined as f of t equal to 0 for all the values of t which are less than a, and also it is equal to 0 for all the values of t which are greater than a plus epsilon. This sign is for epsilon. Epsilon is a very small number, and it is equal to 1 upon epsilon. Just see here, it is equal to 1 upon epsilon for all the values of t which are greater than or equal to a, and which are less than or equal to a plus epsilon. So for all the values of t which are lying between a and a plus epsilon, the function value is 1 upon epsilon. So this function's graph is like this. Here on x-axis t values are considered, on y-axis its functional values are considered. The value of t 0, a plus epsilon and up to infinity. For all the values of t which are less than a, the function value is 0, so the points are lying on the x-axis itself. And for the values of t which are lying between a and a plus epsilon, that is this range, the function value is constant. Epsilon is a constant, so 1 upon epsilon is also a constant number. So all the values, for all the values of t which are lying between this range, the function value is constant and it is equal to 1 upon epsilon. So in this range the function value is 1 upon epsilon, and thereafter again the function value is 0, so the points will lie on t axis, or we can say x axis. So this is the graph of the Dirac delta function. Now the limiting form of this function f of t, that is when epsilon tends to 0, a less than or equal to t less than or equal to a plus 0 becomes, that is it coincides, then in that case this 1 upon epsilon becomes 1 upon 0, that is infinity. So we get just a straight line which is moving towards infinity, that is infinite line from the x-axis, starting from the x-axis value. Then in that case this f of t is known as unit impulse function or Dirac delta function. You need only one, so that for that reason this function is known as unit impulse function or Dirac delta function, and is denoted by delta. So it is denoted by delta of t minus a. So this is about the Dirac delta function. Now we will see how to find its Laplace transform. Again we are just going to deal with the results of Laplace transform of Dirac delta function and not their proofs. So Laplace transform of delta of t minus a is very simple, e raised to minus as. Such type of examples may be asked in objective type of questions. When this a becomes 0, we get a Laplace transform of delta of t equal to 1. Why it is equal to 1? Because e raised to minus as is the result. When it becomes 0, it becomes e raised to minus 0s, that is e raised to 0, and we know e raised to 0 is 1. So Laplace transform of delta of t is equal to 1. When it is multiplied by f of t, so when this function is multiplied by f of t, we get the result simple, very simple, e raised to minus as into f of a. That is, whatever is the multiplier function t result, in that result replace t equal to a, you will get a number value, that is a constant value, and just take its multiplication with e raised to minus as, you will get the final answer. Now example based on these results. Find the Laplace transform of sine 2t into delta of t minus 2. Now see here, this given function is in the form of f of t into delta of t minus a. You can easily say identify f of t as sine 2t and value of a is 2. So we have to use the result of the Laplace transform of f of t into delta of t minus a, which is equal to e raised to minus as into f of a. Now you are having f of t, you are having a value, so you have to just find out f of a, that is f of a means sine 2a, that is sine 2 into 2. We will see it. So replace f of t by its particular result, a by its particular value, you will get e raised to minus as means e raised to minus 2s into f of 2. Now we have to find f of 2. What is f of t? Sine 2t. In this function definition, just replace t by a value, that is 2. So it becomes f of 2 and you will get the particular result. F of 2 means sine of 2 into 2. So it is sine 4. So this is the final answer for the Laplace transform of this given function, which is in the form f of t into delta of t minus a. Now one more example. Find the Laplace transform of sine t into delta of t minus pi by 2 minus t square into delta of t minus 2. Now here two functions are there which are connected by minus sign, that is their difference is taken. We will see its solution. The given function is no doubt in the form of f of t into delta of t minus a for this one and for this one also. So here we will compare the first term with this standard form and we get f1 of t into delta of t minus a1 at sine t into delta of t minus pi by 2, and this is the second set. So comparing, we get f1 equal to sine t and a1 equal to pi by 2 from this pair, and from the second one we get f2 as t square and a2 as 2. So the result we have to apply only 2 times for these two different terms. You have to use the same result again but 2 times for two different functions. So for the using this result, for the first pair we get e raised to minus pi by 2s, a1 is pi by 2 and f1 of pi by 2. For the second one, a2 is 2, so it is e raised to minus 2s, f2 of 2. Now we have to just find these functional values for the particular values. So e raised to minus pi s by 2, it will remain as it is. f1 of pi by 2, what is f1? f1 is sine t, so just replace t by pi by 2, so it becomes sine of pi by 2. And in the second one, t square is the function, so replace t square by its corresponding a value, that is 2, so it is 2 square. What is sine pi by 2? Sine 90, sine 90 is always equal to 1. So the first term becomes simply e raised to minus pi s by 2 into 1 no need to write, and here 2 square is 4, so 4 into e raised to minus 2s. This is the final answer. So these are very simple examples. These are rarely asked in the university question paper for 2-3 marks, but they may be asked for 1 mark in MCQs. So you should know these results. Now some examples for practice. Okay, now see here in this first example, no doubt the second one is Dirac delta function. Just now we have solved two examples using those results. You have to find the answer for the second one. Now first one is the Heaviside unit step function. So you have to apply the result from that uh, particular function and solve this one. You will get first solution. For this one you will get second part, and then add the two results, you will get the final answer. So what you will do, this is from the Heaviside unit step function, this is from the Dirac delta function. Find their Laplace transform using the corresponding results and add the results. One more similar example, again here Heaviside unit step function and the second one is Dirac delta function. So solve these examples very carefully. Now we have completed unit number 1. Now we will move to the next unit, that is inverse Laplace transform. But for that unit you should know all the results from this unit number 1. So make very good practice of all the examples whatever we have studied in this unit number 1 for all the sub points of the syllabus. Okay, thank you. So make a very good practice of unit number 1.